During the 1920s, the United States experienced extreme social changes and technological advances, which led to significant shifts in lifestyle and culture. This era, marked by an economic boom, became known as the Roaring Twenties. The economic upturn and a growing population rapidly increased demand for consumer goods as more people moved into urban areas. According to President Coolidge, the business of America is business, reflecting the government's desire for American-made goods to generate domestic profits. Congress introduced the Fordney-McCumber tariff, a tax on foreign goods entering the United States, making imported goods more expensive than similar American-made items. This tariff protected American industries from competition, while the government relaxed regulations and reduced taxes. Notably, production methods were advancing, particularly in the automotive industry, where Ford and General Motors led the way. Henry Ford perfected the assembly line, not inventing it, but revolutionizing it to produce vehicles more efficiently. The Ford Model T, a symbol of quality and affordability, initially priced at $820, eventually dropped to $260 by 1925, about $3,600 today. Ford's factories were so efficient that a car was produced every 10 seconds, making automobiles affordable for the average American. Henry Ford also gained his workers' loyalty by offering higher wages, better working hours, and Sundays off. The 1920s also saw significant racial prejudice, epitomized by organizations like the Ku Klux Klan. During this period, 1.5 million African Americans migrated north, and neighborhoods like Harlem in New York and Bronzeville in Chicago became centers of African American art and culture. This era, known as the Harlem Renaissance, saw African American artists, novelists, poets, and painters using their talents to strive for equality. Jazz music, rooted in New Orleans, spread widely as African Americans migrated, with venues like the Cotton Club in Harlem featuring live music that attracted diverse audiences. This decade also brought significant advancements in women's rights. In 1920, the 19th Amendment granted women the right to vote. The Federal Road Act of 1916 marked the beginning of a significant period for American infrastructure, with extensive road construction across the nation, fostering new industries like aviation, chemicals, and electronics. This era saw the rise of consumer products like vacuum cleaners, toasters, washing machines, and refrigerators, which helped reduce household chores and increase leisure time. The widespread acceptance of financial credit, although it played a key role in maintaining living standards, led to considerable debt that many ignored. The prosperity of the 1920s was not evenly distributed. While many celebrated big business and Wall Street boomed, 40% of Americans lived in poverty. Farmers, who had prospered during World War I due to government-subsidized prices, saw their incomes plummet after the war. However, as average wages increased, so did disposable income, bolstering industries like Hollywood. The film industry flourished in Hollywood, a location ideal for its dry weather and diverse scenery. Until 1927, films were silent. The jazz singer introduced sound to cinema, revolutionizing the industry. The introduction of color films and beloved cartoon characters like Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse soon followed. New dance styles like the Charleston and the tango also became popular, especially among the young flappers, women who challenged traditional fashions in favor of short hair and skirts, and embraced a lifestyle that included smoking, drinking, and dancing. The proliferation of radios by 1920 made sports, music, and news widely accessible, transforming how Americans consumed media and entertainment. The 1920s also saw the enactment of Prohibition, ratified by the 18th Amendment in 1920, which made producing and selling alcohol illegal. Despite its intentions, Prohibition was difficult to enforce and led to the rise of speakeasies and organized crime. Figures like Al Capone emerged, profiting from the illegal alcohol trade, which led to gang violence and corruption. By 1933, it was evident that Prohibition was unenforceable, and it was subsequently repealed. The 1920s was a decade of profound change and modernization that raises curiosity about how current decades will be remembered. Thanks for watching and reflecting on how the past shapes our present and future.